radio show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McClain, Tucson's favorite family show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another amazing episode of the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Homeless Veteran Transition Program Veteran Rescue Mission. I am your commandeer of the show, Pastor John McClain, here with my co-pilot, just in case I fall asleep at the wheel.
There you go. There you go. I'm here.
Andreas Ruiz of I Believe in Myself, coaching,
Go.
leadership, and what was the third one?
And speaking.
Speaking,
Yes,
yes. You are a great at all those things, as well as an author and author helper.
We have three
Upper.
authors in the house.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
have three. Yeah.
So yeah, and I thank you for that and so much. But before I give you too much praise, this would not be the Common Good Radio Show if I did not put a very loving God first, which I usually do that with the Lord's Prayer that goes a little something like this. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
So all that being said, we have a friend of the show. We've had her on once before. I feel like it's been forever. We can never have you on enough.
I
but-
almost got offended. Too long.
But if you don't know this lady, you're probably, you live underneath a rock or maybe a cave, or maybe you just hide and don't like to go on the social medias. But she's definitely a local celebrity,
Yeah.
for sure. Her name is Cassandra. I'm going to say it wrong. Prieto.
Oh, you said it correct.
Oh,
that's
sorry.
perfect. Oh, yeah. Oh, you did say it wrong.
Yeah. And
right.
she is with Coldwell Banker Realty. And I want to think you're one of my favorite people to follow on social media, just because you're just funny.
I'm
You are a funny
entertaining.
lady.
I really am.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
the camera. What can I
Yeah.
say?
Hey, the camera loves us. We love it. It's
There you
a
go.
love relationship. You know what they do. So I guess speak to that just a little bit. You know, your relationship with Coldwell Banker Realty. I have to read it every single time, and being a realtor.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me back. Yay! Real estate, Coldwell Banker. I've been with the industry for about 7 years. I've been with Coldwell going on 3, and honestly, I really have found a home in Coldwell. I feel like it's a corporate feel. It's a nationwide company, very well known. So that is also a plus. But I've been in the real estate industry for 7 years. I absolutely love being a part of that significant investment that most people just make once, right, in their lifetimes. And then being able to be that key, that walking someone down the road and down that path of ownership. I think that home ownership is something that not all of us are blessed to have early on in our years. And when you do have a family that grows up and kids, it makes a really big difference, I think. And being able to be a part of that is just very heartwarming to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and especially over this past 5 years, it seems like there's been the most fluctuation in the housing market that I've remembered in my lifetime. So, what in this market, and I use the air quotes with my little crippled hand, just to say that what benefits are there for home buyers currently in this market?
Yes, so that's a great question. I think that a lot of the conversation right now is about interest rates are high, prices are high, but the benefits truly right now that I'm seeing mostly for home buyers is going to be the amount of inventory that we have, John. So as of last month, the numbers came out on MLS. It's a report of statistics, and over year, month to month, we were up about 17% as far as the inventory we had last year in comparison to right now. So this means you're a home buyer. Last year you had almost 20% less inventory to look at. So right now you have a lot more houses to be able to to see. You have a lot more negotiation power. The days on market are, I believe, around 55, 56, something like that. Meaning, if you're selling your house, you could expect, and it's going to vary in different areas, but you could expect it to sit on the market for a couple of months. But for home buyers, they're not having to be rushed like we were during COVID or other markets, right? You can take your time. You can negotiate, maybe even help from the seller to credit down your interest rate. Negotiations with any repairs, and you just have more properties, and you don't have to be rushed into that big major decision. So I think that's a huge plus for buyers right now.
That's cool.
Nice. So it sounds like it's like a buyer's market. I don't know. I don't know if it's, they say buyer's market, seller's market, and people that have been thinking about buying a home. I know you hear a lot like, oh, the interest rates, or also like I'm gonna wait for it to like lower the prices, all that stuff. For those people that are thinking about that and that have been thinking about buying a house, and I have relatives that are renting, and they're like, oh no, it's just better to rent. What kind of advice would you give them, and like what tips would you give them when they're looking for somebody like you to make sure that they land the perfect realtor?
So I think the most important thing is going to be to interview. As of August of last year, things have changed a little bit, our conversation, but you do have to employ a real estate agent, meaning you will have to sign a contract with someone once you start to work with them. Typically, you can do one-on-ones for different properties, but what I would say is interview people, get to know them. If you have someone that's referred by someone that I mean, even better, right? But sit with them, make sure that they go over the process, that you like their style of communication, that this is a relationship that you're going to have with them for months, right? Like I meet you, we do a consultation, we get you pre-approved, and now we're looking at houses. By the time we get to close, it will be at least maybe a few months, typically, to maybe even 6 months if we don't find the house right away. So you're going to have this relationship with this person for that period of time. You want to like them. You want to like their communication style, and you want to make sure that they're knowledgeable and they're informative. What I would say is really look for someone that's been referred, and then meet with them, get to know them, or go online and find me.
There you go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just type in real estate agent, your best friend in real
Keeping it
estate.
and spell and pronounce the name right, like I did apparently today. But so for when I bought my house back in 2021, I was when I first, even before we thought to buy the house, I wanted to be a psychic. And I was like, I'm going to wait for this to happen and this to happen and this to happen, and that will be the perfect time to buy a house. But thankfully, I didn't listen to myself at all. I listened to my real estate
Good.
agent, and they said the best time to buy the house is now. And that's the best answer always. So I'll ask you that same question. When's the best time to buy a house?
I love that question because I really think the best time was 100 years ago, right? But when is the next best? I mean, right now, right?
That sounds like something Andreas would say.
Yes, I've been trained by the best. But it's true, and I feel like a lot of us have waited. I mean, through 2009, through my mother bought her home at, I don't know, over 20% interest. She, of course, paid only $80,000 for it. But over time, I mean, she ended up paying, like $300,000, like with the interest and all of that. If you think about it, real estate has been one of the things in the world that has proved to go up over time, right? We have the little bumps in the road, but over time, and everybody that's waited, and through even COVID, yes, interest rates were so low, and it was great, but everybody was overpaying for their property. We went down to about 900 properties. We have 1.5 million people in Tucson and surrounding cities. Everybody was bidding. You had 20 to 40 offers on a given property within 24 hours. So when you're thinking about that, you're over, like now it's, okay, I have 20 offers. Everybody, give me your highest and best. Now, if you want to wait until the interest rates go down, you absolutely can. Just know that you may have a lot more competition, and you might overpay or have to overbid, versus right now where there's more negotiations, and maybe you even get some seller credits, you get some repairs done, and then you can actually you can refi right? If those interest rates go down. But yes, the best time was a long time ago, and then the time after that, and the time after that, and then we come to today. That's my honest opinion.
That's awesome. So for people that want to hire the best real estate agent in Tucson, how can you do that?
I have a big smile. Like, aw. So they can call me. They can reach out. Literally, if you Google my name, you're going to find me on every single platform. And it's Cassandra with a K and one S, Prieto, Prieto. My phone number is 520-349-3248. But I literally live in every single platform available.
Yeah,
So
and she's fun to watch. So
Yes,
even if you don't
follow
want her to
me.
be your real estate agent,
yes,
just follow.
just follow me and share my posts.
There you go.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Cassandra.
Thank you, John.
It's the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. We'll be right back. I'm Pastor John McClain here with Andreas Ruiz.
The Common Good Radio Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McClain, Tucson's favorite family show.
Yes, indeed. We are back. This is the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Homeless Veteran Transition Program, Veteran Rescue Mission. I am Senior Pastor John McClain here with Senior Public Speaker Andreas Ruiz.
There you go.
Hey, bud.
Hey. How you doing?
So, if you do not know this young gentleman, his name is Andreas Ruiz. He is one of the original co-hosts of Common Good Radio Show, hence the familiarity in our conversation. And he is, pretty much since I met him, just shortly after I met him, became a coach, a motivational and life coach, I'd say. What is it? What is the kind of coach are you?
Yeah, just motivational speaker and business coach.
Yeah, business coach, his business coach, and then he became a motivational speaker at the same time. And since seeing this journey start, he's now become, all intents and purposes, a local celebrity, and has helped hundreds of, probably even thousands of people, in the process. So, thank you, Andreas, my friend, for one, being my friend, two, for being here as a guest and helping get me to where I needed to be. Because even I, who has plenty of confidence, suffered, with my level of confidence, insecurities, imposter syndrome, all this other fun stuff that we've talked about over the years. But for people who aren't familiar with, like, what is a business coach, what is a coach, speak to that.
Yeah. So, for example, today I was having a great conversation with somebody about what I do as a coach, and a lot of people maybe think like, oh, he's going to help them with their business plan and all this stuff. I do to a certain extent, but the main thing that I focus on is on the person and how can I help this person with their emotions, with the challenges that they may be dealing with, whether it's relationships, whether it's confidence. Because when we can help somebody with confidence manage their emotions a lot better, then they can have more energy. And when they can have more energy, they can increase their productivity. If they increase their productivity, they increase their money. So in a way, like, I am a life coach and a business coach combined, because if I can help you with your life and I can help you with I can help you get more money and be more productive and have more confidence and make decisions quicker. Sometimes my clients, they have trouble making decisions. They procrastinate. When you procrastinate, you're losing money. If you stop that procrastination, then you can make more money. And so I really help out the person. That's the focus that I have when it comes to the business. It's like, how can I help this person get better?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. And it's I think a very unique and much needed method in business coaching, because you don't hear of that enough. So many times that people are given the tools, even business plan, the whole shebang bang on how to pull it off, but just don't have the confidence, like you're saying, or don't have the energy, don't have the motivation, don't have the X, Y, or Z that comes from that me being where I need to be able to actually pull it off.
Yeah. Anyone, that's why it's 80% mental and 20% mechanics. And the mechanics, you can do it. People already know what they need to do. It's just that they're not doing. Why? Because maybe they're thinking, what if it doesn't work out? Or what if I fail? And the other day, I was at a conference where people were talking about how much time do we spend overthinking or just thinking about all these things, like that we're living in fear. We're in a primal state or a powerful state, either one. Primal state is the fear, powerful state is in, faith and belief. And then the average person said they spend about 8 hours a day just thinking and overthinking and doubting themselves. And then if you just think about that, it's 240 hours in a month. It's a long time, and that's a few thousand hours in a year that you're spending just overthinking and being in a primal state where you're in fear, where you're in freeze mode, fighting mode, or just like you're done. You're giving up on yourself. So that's where a coach comes into play, where they help you to get out of the analysis paralysis and make sure that you jump into action.
And then the next level of that is, you as I was mentioning when I first saw you get into speaking, and before that, you were doing comedy. And my personally, I think that you probably didn't catch on with comedy because you're too good looking. That's my personal opinion, and that's why public speaking is a better fit, because you're allowed to be good looking in public speaking versus in comedy. Usually you're not supposed to be good looking because people can't relate to a good looking person.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah, I'm not trying to fluff you up, but I'm trying to just give you my take on it. But with the public speaking, and you've really found a home there, and you've spoke on so many different stages. You've helped probably as many people through public speaking as you have anything. Speak to some of the places that you spoke to recently and what you spoke about.
Yeah, so one of the most recent ones was I spoke at Long Realty at their summit, and it was called Agents of Change, and there was about 300 brokers, real estate agents, investors, all that good stuff when it comes to real estate. And it was just such an amazing experience. It was, I want to give a shout out to Kevin Kaplan for having me, having
Kevin Kaplan,
there you go. Yeah, but a great guy, man. I mean, we had lunch, we've had coffee together, and just overall a great man. And just, I've learned so much from him, just having those conversations with him. But, he had the confidence in me to come in there, and it went very well. I had some people come up to me after the presentation. It was around self-care, so it's called Elevate Your Life, self-care for peak performance. And we had a great time. We had conversations. So my presentations, they're not just like PowerPoints and me saying, do this, do that. I'm not talking the whole time. I also like to have the audience interact so they can have some fun, because I think audiences are there to hear a speaker speak, but they also are there to network. They're also there to have some fun. And I like to bring entertainment to my presentations. I don't want it to just be this boring presentation where I'm just talking the whole time. And the people were chatting, and some people came up to me and they were emotional, which was really beautiful. And they were just like, wow, you really helped me out so much today. And you made me realize that I'm that yes person, that I continue to say yes to everybody, but then I say no to myself. Because that's what happens sometimes, is that we say so much to yes to so many things that then we start saying no to our family. We start saying no to our health because we're that people pleaser, and that's another thing that I help my clients with, is just stop being a people pleaser, man. Because if you keep people pleasing, then you're going to build up resentment and anger, and the wrong people are going to get, the long end of the stick, So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you're being a person that is flowing with this amazing energy. And again, that goes back to the coaching to make sure that they're taking care of themselves.
Well, that event you just recently did, it was for a group of real estate agents. Is that, what would you say is kind of like, is the ideal group to reach out to you to utilize your services? Is another real estate agent group? Is it,
well, I mean, it could be like real estate or or just professionals, when it comes to like counselors or therapists that I've gone and helping them with self-care, and just professionals that are looking for somebody to help them with their team in regards to self-care. And I throw in a little bit of mindset as well. I help them with making sure that their mind is okay, that they're okay with themselves, that they believe in themselves. I give them some tools that are very simple but yet very powerful. I try to keep it as simple as I possibly can so anybody can understand it. And some of the testimonials I got where it's like, hey, it was very straight to the point. I wanted more. Some of the people were like, I had like 3 people that said, I wish we could have had more. The time went by so quick. So I was really happy with the testimonials that I got from the audience. They just said a lot of great things. And so that's pretty much what I do for those people.
Yeah. So ideally, just any group, whether it's a group of professionals or just an organization that needs their team, centered. They need, they're having what confidence issue among their management. Like,
Yes.
they kind of pick through it for me. Like if I'm out there, they're out there listening.
Yeah, so just like, business owners, entrepreneurs that maybe their team is kind of like, burnt out, they're tired, or they just need some motivation, some type of energy booster and some tools actually. Like I just don't go and do like a rah. It's just like also, hey, here's some tools, man, you can take with you that are very simple. You can apply, like we applied during the presentation, and then you can just put in your toolbox and then you can use it after the presentation. So that way that you don't just leave with just information, you also leave with a plan of action and some tools that you can use at any moment whenever you're feeling like you're stressed out or burnt out.
And for those who want to utilize your services, how can they do that?
Yeah, they can send me an email at iBelieveCal@gmail.com. My telephone number is 520-392-9179. You can check me out on Facebook, Andres Ruiz, LinkedIn, Andres Ruiz, Instagram, Andres Ruiz Motivates, and you can also check out my website at IBelieveInMyself.org, and I can give you all the details as to how you can work with me.
Awesome. Well, thank you as always, brother.
Thank you, sir.
That is Andreas Roberto Guillermo Ruiz with I Believe Myself, coaching, leadership, and speaking. This is the Common
like
Good
Roberto.
Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain. As always, want to thank our sponsors, Proper Villains, For Tucson, We Care Tucson, 100 Plus Guys Who Give, White Sign Ranch, Tucson Tool Shop, Dontel Dust Landscaping, Hope Dealers Global, CB2BGA, and Pep Inc. Thank you all for listening, and God bless.